everyone. Hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful week. I want to welcome you to my Lunch and Learn, where each and every week I explore topics to help you elevate your mindset, be at your best, and radically expand your life and business. And since the beginning of the year, we have been talking about money. And today I want to share a secret weapon that can absolutely help you grow your wealth. And it's something most people tend to overlook. It's really simple, it's straightforward, and it's something that you can do or you can do more of starting today. So, I want to let you know that if you're a high achieving woman, if you have a beautiful life, or you just want more out of your beautiful life, you're like, yeah, I have a lot of good things, but I want more. That's a good thing. Maybe you want to be more, you want to do more, you want to have more, you want to give more, you want to create more, you want to create those positive ripples effect, that positive ripple effect right across the globe. Then this is for you. That's exactly what today is about. Now, I know some of you know me and some of you don't. I'm Larisa McCook. I am a master results coach and CEO of the Abundance Academy, where we help professional women whose external results tell the world they're successful, but on the inside, they know they're destined for more. So I help them stop holding themselves back and go after their dreams so they can radically expand their income, love themselves, love their business, and create absolute magic in their lives. So I would love to know where you're coming in from. If you are tuning in by replay, type in replay in the chat. If it's your first time, type in first time in the chat. And if you're watching us live, I want to know where you are tuning in from. So I do thank you for being here, and I truly, truly do appreciate your presence. Now, just before we dive into this topic, I want to share a little story with you. Now, I remember when I first met my husband, I used to be very, very dual, because I used to be so energized. I was like the Energizer Bunny 1 minute, and 3 minutes later, I was like a total sleeping bear. And I remember there was this one time where we were downtown, and my husband loved taking me to shows. This is before we were married and before we were officially together. And he had this beautiful meal, and I think it was like a pasta, but it wasn't just pasta. It was like a fancy pasta dish. We had wine. It was so good. I don't remember what the appetizers were, but it was incredibly tasty, and it was great. The atmosphere was phenomenal. There was music, and it was good, vibrating music. It was like nice and chill. And it was just this beautiful evening. And I remember sitting in the booth looking at him. And then I remember looking over at a chandelier. And then I looked at him. I looked at the chandelier. And then I fell asleep because I don't remember anything after that, until my husband woke me up to leave the restaurant and go to the theater, which was across the street, to watch a show that he had like tickets for. And so it was really, really something that happened often. It wasn't just a one-time thing. So he started realizing this is not just a one-time thing. He didn't take it personally. But I realized that I didn't sleep a lot, and I used to push. And then I would all of a sudden crash until my body couldn't handle it anymore. Now, I I think sometimes we get to this point of being exhausted, especially in today's day and age, like cell phones. This really does help us keep going. However, there gets a point where your body says stop, and that's exactly what mine did. I remember when we were actually attending a seminar at New Jersey. We were in New Jersey, and we spent a week in New York, and then we ended the week in traveling to New Jersey to attend this seminar. And it was in this huge room, and there were thousands of people. I think there were like 9,000 people at this seminar. And we remember walking in and seeing all these chairs in this massive room. We had no idea that that many people could be in a room together. I'm from Saskatchewan, and I was like, wow, it sounds like the whole population of Saskatchewan could be right here just by the looks of it. It was just so incredibly massive. And it was a Tony Robbins event, and it was called Unleash the Power Within. So we were there, and we got really curious about some of the things he started to share with us, because he showed us where our lives were. We really looked at where we wanted to go, and he recommended some changes that we make in our lives so we could keep the momentum going. And they really did make sense. It's not like we were completely unaware of them. However, they were changes in our life, in our business, in our daily operations, in our relationships. And these are things we thought of, but we just never took the time to implement. So the more he talked about these things that were pretty commonplace, the more and more curious I got. Now, when we wanted to continue this momentum after the workshop. So we signed up for all of his workshops. It was fabulous. However, I remember going to Life Wealth Mastery in Fiji. Okay. So one of the next seminars we attended was a life mastery and a wealth mastery sequence. And we met such incredible people there. It was so intimate. I think we had 50 people in our group, and we spent nearly 2 weeks together. We started with life mastery. And I remember feeling so incredibly alert because this was all about maximizing your energy so you could be in a peak state. And one of the things I learned there is that when you're alert, you don't get sleepy. I didn't need to take naps during the seminar. I didn't fall asleep. I didn't have those energy crashes like I used to have. And so that was really cool because I was alert most of the time. And I was so much more alert for the wealth building strategies that they were going to teach me. And that's something they pointed out. They're like, oh, you need to be alert so you can start doing these things, so you can start learning these things, and so you can actually start applying these things. Because here's the thing, your dreams will take time. And that's something I realized that was a really big underlying philosophy of Tony Robbins and all his programming. And it's something I took to heart and took really, really seriously because all of the most successful people I've ever encountered, they have high levels of energy. They're not tired. They don't complain about what a long day they've had. Even if they had a long day, they still know what they need to do. They course correct so that they can do more of what they love. Right? They don't talk about working hard. They don't talk about getting out of the grind because some days are really long in terms of time for one person, but they can go by in a heartbeat because they truly love what they do. And so this idea of alertness was absolutely profound. And so why am I sharing this with you? Well, when you change the way you look at things, the way you look at things changes. And I want to invite you to look at wealth very differently today. Okay. So often we're going to talk about wealth in the form of money. Okay. But it can be any form of wealth. However, I want you to start looking at it perhaps differently than you have before. Okay. So often when we look at wealth, we think of simply numbers or a financial strategy or balance sheets or talking to our accountant or talking to our investment guy. I'm going to give you something different to look at. So I want you to really ask yourself, and you can close your eyes if you want to do this. Okay. Do you want to turn your attractor factor on and literally have energy to burn from morning till night? So you can actually live your passion, pursue your dreams with focus, with dedication, with vibrancy. Like that sounds pretty good to me, right? Would you like to say, wow, would you actually like to look at your financial situation and go, that's so amazing, and literally be amazed at what you've accomplished and realize it was easier than you expected? And can you imagine your wealth situation improving in all aspects? Your income, your savings, your investments, how you feel when you spend money. Let go of that big G word, okay, the GUILT, and start spending money joyfully and in total alignment. Because that's what we're talking about today. That's what today is all about. Perhaps the most overlooked secret weapon to grow your wealth. Now, when it comes to wealth, the definition of wealth is an abundance of valuable possessions or money. Okay, so it's an abundance of valuable possessions. So what's valuable to you? Or money. It's the state of being rich and having that material prosperity and the plentiful supplies you need to have access to resources that you're looking for. Now, wealth has been experienced, right? Not just a little bit of wealth, but like excessive wealth has been experienced by a very select few since the dawn of man. right? We've had this hierarchy where there are kings and rulers and princes that own most of the property, that own most of the resources. Then there's people in the management area that might have some more control and have extra privileges. And then there are people that work, and that makes up the majority of the population. Now, back in the day, you were either born into wealth or you had to have the privilege of actually learning from someone who could show you the way. Today, all you have to do is pick up this phone, and if you don't have internet for some reason, you can go to the library and get it for free. But you can go to the phone, type in Google, like go to the Google browser, and you can literally have a world of knowledge at your fingertips. This has evened the playing field, and information is more available and readily available to everybody than it ever has been in history. Yet, ironically, the wealthiest still make up very, very few. We now have more information. It doesn't mean more people are wealthy and doing better. Why is that? Right? Think about it, because there are certain things that people may be aware of, or they may not even think of becoming aware of. And if it's out of sight, it's out of mind, right? Evidence shows that for most people, they don't have great wealth strategies. They don't have great financial strategies. They might know some of the basics like get a house, retire, do your best to save, but they don't have the details that they actually need to do this successfully. The majority of the population also doesn't have the energy to do most of these things successfully, and they think that they have a good enough life and they settle for good enough. So, Statistics Canada says that the average net worth of a Canadian family, okay, so the average net worth of a Canadian family is $740,000. Now, that includes real estate too. So if you have your house and it's paid for and you may have a few hundred thousand left over if you're lucky, I don't know how many years or decades that could actually last someone into retirement, especially if you want to retire early and have another 20, 30, 40, 50 years to live off that money. You want to live off that money longer than it took you to accumulate. That's not very much money. The average median, that's the average net worth, because there's some people that have very little, there's some people that have a lot. So when you combine all of it, the average median income, which is what's where the most bulk of the people is at, or the average median net worth is 330,000. That's where most people are sitting at. That's where most families are sitting at. And if you really truly do want to have a vibrant life, that number's got to go up. So I'm really passionate about people waking up and starting to pay attention and realize that just because they are where they are, it doesn't mean they have to stay there. However, if you want to start changing your situation, you've got to change the way you look at things and realize that the money you have, the results you have, everything you have in your life is simply a matter. So what you need to know is everything is energy. Your money is energy. You are full of energy. Your thought impulses are full of energy. My essential oils are full of energy. My water is full of energy. Everything is energy. Even color is full of energy. And Albert Einstein said, everything is energy. That's all there is to it. Match the frequency of what you desire, and you can't help but get it. This is not philosophy. This is physics. So when you have energy and when you realize there's energy and you elevate yourself to the level of frequency to attract what you desire, you will either attract where you are energetically or repel. So let's say, okay, let's use the human body, because in the human body, energy is expressed on a molecular level, and it's in every single one of our cells. Okay, so we have our cells are constantly vibrating based on the law of vibration, and there's always movement happening, even when you think you're still. There's still movement. Okay, on a molecular and cellular level, there is movement. Now, for you to get your cells programmed and invigorated and energized enough to create, build, and grow wealth, they do need energy. At the root of it all, the most fundamental thing Okay. And this is the big secret. The most fundamental thing you must do to grow your wealth is care for your health. Because without health, you have nothing. Most people don't think of health as a wealth strategy. However, here's what happens for most people. They eat out, they eat food that doesn't nourish them. They get tired and sluggish. They might have a couple of coffees just to get by and finish the rest of the day. They get home, they are irritated because they're tired, and their kids might not be tired. Their kids might be bouncing off the walls. They might want to just end the day sitting in front of the TV or having a rest, or just relaxing because they don't have the capacity to do more, to live at their absolute best. Sometimes they keep this cycle and turn into and acquire health conditions, right? They turn into this perpetual negative cycle. They eat out, they don't move their bodies, they're tired, they're in this state, right? Like, if you really think of it, do you want, if I was sitting here like this, would you want to learn from a tired and slouchy person? My son is so good at doing his best to be sad. He's 5, right? And he does this on purpose to try to get our sympathy. It's really hard, right? It was hard for me to do that. I can't stay there because I don't want to teach as a slouchy person. I make myself tired and I lose my own motivation. Okay. Now, would you want to do business with someone that's distracted and unfocused? Their brain is all over the place. They're tired. They're underslept. Would you really want to do a business with someone that can't truly pay attention to you, with someone that's low energy, that's tired all the time, that can't function and do their job? No, you want to do business with someone that's competent, that's enthusiastic with what they do. Do you want to do business with people, and do you want to work with people that you know are going to be around for the to stand the test of time? Or do you want to be with people that are like, ooh, they're sick every second week? Or perhaps that they acquire a health condition because they haven't taken care of themselves. Do you want to even be around to enjoy your vibrant health and wealth that you've accumulated over the years? Right? These are things that we don't really think about. And when you really think about what is at the core essence, your health, taking care of and really truly paying attention to your health is the first thing that you want to do to build your wealth. Because you can go do all these strategies, but if you can't be around to enjoy it, if you can't be around to fulfill them, if you can't show up at your best, what's the point? So here are 8 things I want you to pay extra attention to. Okay, so I'm going to give you eight little areas of health and simple things that you can start doing and improving. And I'm not going to say you got to be perfect at all of these. However, I do want you to give a little extra attention to them and notice where you're doing okay, where you could be doing even better. And I want you to decide on 1 or 2 of these and start implementing them today. And not just implementing them, oh, because I think I just need to be more healthy. It's like, no, implementing this thing is going to help me be in a better mood. So when my kids get home, I can be fully present with them. This is going to give me energy so that I can actually focus on my work and get it done faster. This is going to give me the enthusiasm to make that extra call, to take on that challenge, to do the thing that I've been procrastinating on in my business, which is probably going to be the next thing that takes you over the edge. Okay. So, first thing, drink more water, right? Water is absolutely key. Most people are dehydrated. I bet you 80% of headaches would go away if people just drank more water. Okay. Water is so incredibly cleansing to your system, and it is one of the things that flushes toxins out of your body. So if you have a headache, it's almost like most headaches are toxins being built up and not released. So drink more water. Drink lots of water, 8 to 10 cups a day. However, if you're a big person, drink bigger cups. If you're a small person, you could have smaller cups, but 8 to 10, start with that, and you can do more. If you find you're drinking water and it's not doing much after a few days, right? You will go to the bathroom, add a little bit of Himalayan rock salt, and that will help the water stick in the cells of your body. Okay, it'll add some really powerful minerals to your body. Second thing is eat more water and nutrient-rich foods. Okay, so most of the foods we eat are dehydrated. They have no nutritional value in them. You want to eat things that are on the outer perimeter of the grocery store. Lots of fruits, lots of vegetables. If you are eating dry foods or things in boxes or things in packages, that's not going to have the nutrients that you need. It might have the calories you need in order to keep you alive. However, at what quality of life? Most people, if they literally added more nutrients, and I'm not saying more supplements, I'm saying literally more nutrients, more green leafy vegetables, more colorful foods, they would start becoming so much more vibrant. So if greens aren't part of your everyday, if vegetables aren't part of every meal, including breakfast, and that's a whole other topic, but like bagels and cream cheese are a dry breakfast. What water, what kind of berries are you eating for breakfast? Could you have a salad for breakfast? How can you get more nutrients into your body more of the time throughout the day? And make sure those nutrients are actually full of water. Okay, real food, whole food, an apple, beautiful. Nuts, awesome. Okay, so move your body. Step 3. Now, good to ingest things. You've got to move your body. Your body is designed to move. And these days, sitting at a computer is not what God made us for. God made us to go out into the field, to become hunter-gatherers, to live our lives in nature. And even though we are so incredibly blessed to have all these conveniences, our bodies were not designed to just sit on our backsides all day long. So get up and move your body during the day. When you go to the bathroom, do like 5 push-ups against a wall or do 5 squats. Right? When I go to the kitchen, I do push-ups on the kitchen counter. I'm not a floor push-up kind of gal. If you can do them on the floor, awesome. I like them on the counter. But I'll do 5 push-ups. I'll do some little stretches. I'll feel good. I'll just sit at my desk and I'll move my arms. I might move my ankles or wiggle my feet around at my desk. I'll go for a walk around the block. If I have 15 minutes between a meeting or even 10, I go for a walk around the block. So it takes 7.5 minutes for me to walk around the block. I know that because I've timed it several times. But move your body because it was designed to move. So move more. You can do it formally or you could even just wiggle. However, if you are sitting and you are tired, move your body more. Okay. Breathe. This is so, so powerful. And this also ties into movement, right? When you're physically breathing, your lungs and your organs are expanding and contracting and creating movement in your body. It's like a pump. It also adds oxygen into your body and flushes out the carbon dioxide. So breathing is so incredibly powerful. There's so many different types of breath work that you can look into. One of my favorite books, here it is on my bookshelf, right next to my desk, is Breathe by James Nestor. And he actually, I'm not going to get into the science of it here. However, he really shows you the importance of breath and gives you some simple tips on how to breathe more effectively for peak energy, for optimal health. Because even in how you approach the breath work that you do, that can dramatically impact your actual overall health and well-being. Okay. It creates so much more intrinsic health from a preventative perspective. However, you could try this. Sit up and just breathe. And I did this with a group of 2.5 to 4-year-olds. So if 4-year-olds and 2-year-olds can figure this out, I'm sure you can too. Okay. I used to teach Pilates for little kids. It was awesome. Okay. But they're like, oh, I can breathe when I'm sitting up. And then I want you to grab your phone and I want you to get into the position. So slouch over and then put your head down just like this. and then try to take a full breath. You may notice it actually hurts. It doesn't feel so good. Hard to breathe. Or your computer, right? This is the computer in tech neck, right? Where you're probably slouched instead of sitting up, right? What position do you have your head in? And how easy is it to breathe when you do these things out of your conscious awareness? So I'm not saying never get into those positions. I'm saying you've got to make sure your body gets the oxygen in and can breathe. If you're going to do that, balance it out with other things. Number 5 is sleep. Okay. Most people are underslept. And when you are lacking sleep and you are driving, okay, research has found that it's almost as dangerous as drunk driving. Okay. They've done studies on this. So being too tired is actually dangerous for you. You behave like you're drunk. You can't function. Your brain doesn't work. And so I'm not saying you got to get 8 hours of sleep a day. However, you've got to know what your body needs. You've got to work with your circadian rhythms, and you've got to pay attention. Sometimes if you sleep a little less at night, it's okay to have a nap. Maybe you need that full 8 hours of sleep, but you've got to start paying attention to your sleep and not burning the candle at both ends. For years, I would pride myself on sleeping like 3 to 5 hours a night. And I did that for years. And I functioned because I had a lot of these other things in place. However, when I really started giving my body the chance to guide me, I realized I needed a little more. I'm more of like a 6.5 hour sleeper. For me, I can't do 8. However, when I give my body the sleep it needs, I function so much better during the day. Okay, so I let my sleep really guide me. Ground. Okay, ground yourself. We are, with all of the technology, with the computers, with the electronic devices, if you work on Zoom and you have a light, right? For me, the computer isn't as powerful, but it's the light that shines me up. It's the phones. It's you constantly being out away from nature. You get ungrounded, and your nervous system can very quickly get into a sympathetic state, which is the fight or flight response. So if you ever feel jittery, your nervous system is probably in fight or flight response. The more you ground, the more you're going to give that fight or flight response a break and get into your parasympathetic nervous system. And that's when you are in this rest and reset mode. So it's really important to keep calibrating. Am I grounded? And how can I get grounded today? So this is something we work with clients in our Abundance Accelerator program, is some grounding techniques, but something simple like going for a walk, touching a tree, putting your bare feet on the ground, on the grass. There are some breathing techniques that can get you in your parasympathetic nervous system. Okay. So we even have, I don't have this hooked up right now, but my husband, he's into all these devices. So this is a mat, okay, that you can use right under your keyboard, put it under your wrists, and you connect it to a grounding cable. So we have bedding that's grounded. So these are some things that you can incorporate in order to physically ground you to the Earth's energy. So there's been lots of research done about this as well, and there's a lot of resources available online, but look at the idea of grounding. Okay, number 7, body work. Okay, body work is so incredibly powerful. And I'm not saying, oh, I hurt my shoulder, I got to go for RMT or physio. I'm saying do body work from a preventative space. We are constantly going into and out of alignment. We're never going to be perfectly aligned. However, an aligned body is a healthy body. As you work out the little things that might be getting out of the way before they become big problems, if you keep yourself in optimal alignment, your energy is going to be able to flow. Whether you do acupuncture, osteopathy, RMT, Thai massage, anything, you need to find something that works for you. And I'm not promoting any particular modality, but if there is a modality that works for you, go do it. If you can't do it every week, do it once a month, but do it on a regular basis. When I was going through fertility treatments, I was going through acupuncture and it was fine. I didn't really feel much energetically. Now I feel a lot more, but back then I was just showing up because I was supposed to show up. However, I started shifting my entire energy around the process when I had a new practitioner, and she gave me like a mini lower leg massage. She like touched my feet for 30 seconds at the end of my sessions. And I started looking forward to those sessions. I bet you that little leg massage that I was looking forward to for like just that physical touch, it got me so excited. It got me so connected, and it did something incredible to me, literally from just someone touching my legs. So incredibly powerful. And in this day and age, we are not as connected as we used to be. It's great to talk to someone on the phone, but how many hugs are you getting a day, right? Even in the bodywork section with the physical touch, give hugs, get hugs, do more physical contact. And the last point is laughter and fun. Go start having more fun. Laugh more. It is one of the best things you can do for your health. You are going to start changing the way your brain processes information when you're having fun, when you're laughing. You start noticing the good things in life and you start attracting more of that. And when you're building wealth, what you focus on expands. Okay. And it's so important that you keep yourself focused on the good things in life that you absolutely love. So I hope this has been helpful. Let me just refresh them one more time. If you guys do want access to an advanced copy of my book, it's not out yet. It is coming very soon. But here, I'm going to pop a link in the chat, and we'll make sure to pop it in other platforms. But you can register for a free advanced copy of my book. It's Stop Procrastinating Your Life Away. Discover the secrets to more time, money, and freedom. And one of the chapters is on health, where I dive into this even more and give you some incredible bonus resources for each of these topics. So drink more water, eat more water and nutrient-rich foods, move your body, breathe, sleep, ground, body work, more laughter, and have fun. So I would love to know which one of these you are committed to. And as you do them, I want you to just be a little extra conscious of, okay, I'm doing this for my health, but this extra oomph is going to give me more energy for the wealth that I'm building, for the future that I want to create, for the freedom that I desire for my family, for the legacy I want to leave my children. This goes beyond just, it's a healthy thing to do. I want you to really connect this to something bigger and something more meaningful to you. So I would love to know what your health strategy is. You could pop it in the chat or in the description of this video. Okay, so you could pop it in the comment section, or you can send it to me by direct message. I would love to know which of these health tips you are going to implement so that you can improve your wealth and do it really intelligently. And if you want to share what your compelling reason is, I would love to know that too. So make sure to get registered for an advanced copy of my book, the Stop Procrastinating Your Life Away, Discover the Secrets to More Time, Money, and Freedom. And I will be back again next week for a very, very exciting topic. So I'll see you guys again.